EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Jordan, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit. Yeah,
these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Oh, refusing to go down. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now the first carry for Bryce Love. Gets around him. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Gonna give it to Love. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
It looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on 1st and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. This is James Robinson, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These two teams, they met earlier in the year in Jacksonville with the Jags coming out on top. So a win here in Houston would give them the season sweep. 2nd down and 8. Now Lawrence to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting?
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Mariota. Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back, because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Second and 5. They're going to run this with a tight end. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 3 tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. And they'll run again. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will make our score 9-0. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, heal up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Lawrence, eluding the pressure right. He'll get this off to Etienne, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On play action, Lawrence. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for first and 10.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. 64. 42 the mark, boy. 42 the mark.
And to throw again is Lawrence. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
They'll run on first down. Robinson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. Here's Lawrence to throw. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to face a third down.
Brandon, you know, this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Play action. It's Lawrence. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Texans are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start on the ground with Breida, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep, and on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. From the 36, Mariota. Throw left side, complete to QT. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Mariota. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 36, Mariota. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Hands it off out of the gun. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This one from 35 yards away. Gonzalez's kick is good. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
And let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. James Robinson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And this is back to a 5-point game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now a give to Breida. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
5 yards remain on second down.
Watch the run, watch the run. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. One.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 62 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Space to run past the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the handoff, this is Breda. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time he is in.
Yes.
A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Texans will add on to their lead. This time the extra point up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Lawrence. And Sharp calls it in. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They go play action with Lawrence. And a catch made by his tight end, Luke Farrell. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Flushed out right. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. On second down, a run with Etienne. And the Jags are going to have a first and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game.
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Hayden Hurst. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 104 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now a give running left is Breida. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A huge play there for Houston. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Marcus Mariota there to make the grab. And the Texans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Lawrence's throw complete there to Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You grab the first one for the second one to even matter.
Push him back. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
On first down, Lawrence. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. 7 yards, the pickup there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Lawrence going to throw again. Going for it all. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Desmond King picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And he just danced away from that one defender on his way to a gain of about 7 yards. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And this will be a Texans first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. On third down, Mariota. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
On first down, here's Breida. 89 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
Oh, I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating. Even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync. So for Houston, the win is